bullshit. That's fine.
You always talk bullshit.
That's fine. That's alright, I'm ready. Oh. Hello everyone, welcome to the Reefy show. This is the Ringo and Reef regular Musings rather than the Monday morning Musings. I was passing by in Manchester and I saw an elderly man stop to talk to Sean Ryder and Bez. That turned out to be Ringo. He called me in for a cup of tea and invited me downstairs to see his collection of models and paints, and had a nice little chat and a cup of tea. He wanted me to say something funny on cue for his own rather small and more colloquial show. Can't think of much to say, but let's have a look what he's got on here. A collection of sovereigns from Victorian times, I think. Something arrived in from Ann Summers, but he's telling me about new game he's involved with some of the boys, Pairs and the Boys. I think it's called Drafts, where there's a unique kind of system with which you can move counters from one side of the board to the other, and in doing so getting to the end, and then it can become like a kind of a double counter and it can hop backwards across the board. That's something that they're heavily involved with. I think this is from the bedroom. I don't know, I think it was unfair of him to leave me in here and just say, talk some shit for 5 minutes. But, hey, when the great Silverback himself says, talk some shit, you've got to talk some shit. He's sold a load of things on eBay recently, I noticed that. He did a couple £100 worth of stuff. I don't know if you've noticed how many people are selling up a lot of their 8th edition stuff, and if not whole armies, they seem to be selling up, you know, maybe 40-50% of it and seeing if they can play with the stuff they've got painted for AOS. That's what's out on the street, kids. AOS. A game so young, so cool that it doesn't even have words to describe it, only letters. He's going to be getting his box set, I think, tomorrow. He was just telling me about the Khorne faction and how he's hoping to be losing with those rather than the C-3PO Sigmarines. But it's good to see him getting involved in that, and I know me personally, I've found that I'm getting a lot more painting done now. There's more manageable in size. Are you back?
Almost.
I did okay. I did okay. I was as rude as possible in the time given. Yeah, that's what I got. That creamy butterscotch.
Creamy butterscotch.
There we are.
I'm back to normal. Right, yeah, sorry about that. He came round yesterday and it was horrible. If you've ever seen a grown man cry and just he was just desperate. He says, I want to sit in the chair and I want to do the musing, he said, and it's painful to watch, to be honest, and I hope you're feeling a lot better now, Reef, so you've done it. He's ever so excited. Anyway, the real weather forecast today is the fact that it's overcast, it's currently raining and it's quite cold here in Manchester, so this is now a proper Monday morning muse, or a rather reduced version, depending on which way you look at it. Anyway, one of the things that we did talk about while he was here was unfinished projects, and because obviously we all have them, they're all lying around all over the place. And it was he said an interesting thing. He said, what would you think about if everything that had been sprayed black or had bits and pieces done that you hadn't touched for, you know, a good while, just get rid of it, just bin it. And to be honest, it's not a bad idea, to be fair, in my view. I mean, I've got quite a lot of stuff, you know, little things that give you an example. I've got these old, well, not old, but these little Empire figures. I'll never paint them because I don't like them. Yeah, but I still got why do I still have them? You know, it's things like that. I think, well, yeah, it's not wrong there. And I was thinking about it. And I thought, well, I'm not going to throw them away, am I? So I'm going to continue my, as you mentioned, my eBay thing. I'm going to continue my eBay thing and get rid of a load of stuff, even more stuff than I've got rid of already, because I've got projects and bits and pieces I've bought. I think I've knocked about with British Legion too much, because I just keep making these impulse buys and I end up with stuff that I'm never going to use. So I might as well just get rid of it, make some money in the process, and buy some more Napoleonics or AOS stuff. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. That's my summer plan, is to completely declutter and get rid of all of the stuff that I once thought I needed but never actually needed, if you know what I mean. Or should I put it another way? Which I once thought I desperately wanted but never actually needed, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. Which leads me on to another topic that Nick was talking about in his video at the weekend. I don't know whether you were aware, but he did a video earlier last week. This is British Legion, by the way, where he said, that's it, I'm had enough, I'm not going to do anything until September, to take the pressure off his painting, because he found himself thinking, oh, I've got to get this because then I can do a video about that. I mean, I never feel like that, but you know, but I understand what he's talking about, and I think that in that case, too much diversity can damage your soul. That's what I wrote down here, and I can understand that too. I mean, I had a phase where I was doing loads of different things, and instead I focused down onto what I'm to the core things that I'm doing, which is the Napoleonic stuff. Now that my Warhammer have released 9th edition in the form of Age of Sigmar, I will be concentrating on that as well, because I've been floating around in fantasy for quite for quite a while. I tried to get into 8th, but I just couldn't manage it. I didn't have the patience to do all the armies. Do you know what I mean? You just needed too much stuff that could be killed by a single character. It was ridiculous. But now AOS has levelled the playing field, as I said the other day, and we can all start afresh. So I shall be starting afresh with that. So I'll be concentrating on that. So there's Napoleonics and Age of Sigmar Warhammer stuff. As Reef mentioned earlier, yes, I will probably start off with the Chaos stuff, because I've got Skaven that I can lump into that, and I've got my Goblins that I can lump into that, and I've got some Witch Elves that I can lump into that. So that's what I'm gonna start off with, I think, is the Chaos, because while the I can't even remember what the proper name is, but the Sigmarines look lovely. I think it might need a bit more time for me to sort of paint Space Marines again, but I'll have a look at them. The box is due. I was hoping it was going to come on Saturday. I got the dispatch notice, which is why I asked some people from when they get this dispatch notice, did the stuff arrive. Most of them said the next day. Well, I got it on a Friday, and I thought, oh good, it'll be here on Saturday, and it didn't arrive on Saturday. That's probably because it was Saturday post, so hopefully it'll be here today. So yeah, looking forward to that. And also the trains, that's the other thing. So basically we've got Napoleonics. I'm going to class into that my imagination stuff, the various things. So Napoleonics, imaginations, that's 18th century sort of period. If you've been watching my stuff or reading the blog, you'll know what I'm talking about there. The Age of Sigmar and my trains, those are the things that I'm going to concentrate on to keep me sane. Everything else I think I'm just going to get rid of. I don't need it, I don't want it, so I'm just going to flog the lot and be done with it all. Something else that arrived on Saturday, which I'm quite keen about, is the first part of my Black Powder project stuff, which is a battalion of Landwehr from Calpe Miniatures. So I shall be enjoying that. That will come in handy. Bizarre Peter at Calpe is a very, very old school sort of person, and I emailed him last week because he shuts down in August, and I emailed him on Tuesday, and I asked him if it was too late to order a battalion of Landwehr, and I said as long as the officer's pointing forwards and facing forwards, and I've got a decent rear rank and a decent front rank for advancing, I don't mind which miniatures I get. And so he sent me an email back. I said no problem, I'm not going away for another week, so I'll sort that out. And he sent me the box, and it's he's sectioned everything out lovely. He's picked all the miniatures, because I always let him pick the miniatures because he knows which goes together quite well. And he knows the good ones, really nice ones. Well, I mean, all of his miniatures are nice. And I still haven't paid for them. They arrived on Saturday, and he hasn't sent me an invoice. So I've had to badger him about that, to send me an invoice before he goes away. Last time it took him almost 5 days to send me an invoice. I'd had the stuff 5 days before he actually asked me to pay for it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's something unheard of in this day and age. But he's a really nice bloke, and very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. Very helpful indeed. I can't really think of much else to waffle on about, other than the fact that, oh yes, go and watch Colour of the Gods' review of the Age of Sigmar and the Age of Sigmar book. It's a very good review, and he makes some absolutely brilliant points in it. He obviously he's into the rules, but he thinks, well, you go and watch it. I'll put a link into it. There's also the discussion that we had on Saturday night. I'll put a link into that. This is on Pez's channel, so you can go and watch our wafflings about Age of Sigmar, and views from the pro camp and views from the dissenters, or the dissenter. So go and watch that as well. I'll stick a link into Nick's video as well, because he was. I have mentioned it, and so there you go. Anything else? Anything else? No, I can't think of anything else at the moment. So I'll say ta-ta for now, and see you next time. Thanks. Bye.